Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza, and you are watching Time to Talk Straight. Dear viewers, this is my first program on my new YouTube channel. I have other YouTube channels in Urdu and Hindi, but this is my first uh, program for my new YouTube channel. It's Time to Talk Straight. And what has motivated me to start this new channel is a recent development in British politics. 2 days ago, Tory party's former deputy party chairman and whip, parliamentary whip, resigned from the Tory party and joined the Reform UK party. This is a big development. And this development has shaken the tectonic plates of British politics. Lee Anderson, like many others, has been talking about the threat Britain as a society is faced with. But he was the only person who had the guts to show character and say enough is enough and join a party that is not even got a single parliamentary member, but he decided to join it on principle. Lee Anderson has set an example for the rest of us to follow. I'm not asking anyone to join the UK Reform Party here. I am talking about the larger picture. And the larger picture, the more you examine it, the more seems horrifying, and rightly so. When I came to this country, I was born here, and then my parents, we went back to Pakistan in the 60s, and then I came back in the 80s, and then when the Ben Hef campaign was going on in the Labour Party leadership and all that. And then I went back, and then I came back in 1995 for good, because I could not tolerate what I saw in Pakistan. And what I saw in Pakistan was the diminishing culture of tolerance, the evading tradition of dialogue and debate. And I saw that being replaced with Islamic fundamentalism, with an intolerant version of Islamic fundamentalism. Now, I'm not here to talk about the genesis of this trend in modern era. I'm here to talk about Lee Anderson. The first sentence he uttered and the last sentence he uttered in his press conference, where he announced that he was joining the UK Reform Party and leaving the Tory party, was, "I want my country back. I want my country back." What did he mean by that? He's got his country, he's got British passport, he lives in Britain. By the way, he comes from Nottinghamshire. I was born in Nottingham, so there might be a connection there as well. But what he was talking about was the civilization that had brought a culture of tolerance, debate, courtesy, give way. We drive, it says give way. Give way to the others. Show courtesy, even to your worst enemy. That culture of tolerance, courtesy, giving away has been exploited by those who, again, Lee Anderson identified in his speech that they are not ready or not willing, rather, to assimilate in a civilized culture, civilized society, and want to impose their own medieval doctrines of governance, the Sharia. So I was talking about 1995 when I came to Heathrow Airport, and this, my contact, my English friend, he drove me from Heathrow Airport, and we came out. He showed me, he pointed in Hounslow, near Hounslow. He pointed, he said, "You look there at that great, great dome, green dome?" I said, yeah, I can see that. What is it? He says, "Oh, they're building a new mosque." Now, my friend was from a left-winger, liberal left-winger, and he was taking pride in the fact that there was a mosque being built in Hounslow. I was shocked because I had left Pakistan at the time thinking that goodbye Pakistan, goodbye to this barbaric culture of intolerance, and I felt I am more close to the Western values. So that came as a shock. Over the past decades, I suffered many intellectual shocks, visually and emotionally, looking at how the British, a certain class of British Muslims, have turned a whole community, including the Arabs, including the Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, whoever they are of their own faith, into sheep who follow them blindly because they think that that is what the purpose of their life is, because that is what they were taught in Britain, in the faith schools of Islam, in the Muslim faith schools. And they exploited the British system and took grants from the councils to build mosques, to funding from charities, and in the name of diversity, I don't know which word to use, because if I say stupid, that might be offensive. But if you can think of a better word, you're most welcome to mention it in your comments. These British politicians, this Labour, loony left Labour, and even the Tory, among the Tories, there was this appeasement policy for a certain community living in Britain that is known as the Muslim community because they have votes. So electoral politics became the dagger with which the throat of British culture was beheaded. Now, look what is happening in Glasgow, what is happening in London every Saturday. I don't have to tell you, you already know that, so I'm not going into the nitty-gritty of that. How in the name of peace, terrorism is being supported. How many Muslims have come out in condemnation of the 7th of October 2023 Hamas attack? When we criticize Hamas, it doesn't mean we are criticizing the Palestinians, because the Palestinians have been taken hostage by Hamas. So, the streets have been taken over. How did fascism rise in Europe? Does it not resemble the same pattern of anti-Semitism? You can't call the Hamas a terrorist organization and people are arrested. People are arrested having their breakfasts. For God's sake, wake up, Britain. That is the Britain that has been snatched from us. Our culture, our traditions, and also our councils, local councils, and parliaments that Lee Anderson is pointing at, that I want my country back. Look closely. Who is the Prime Minister of Great Britain? Rishi Sunak, a practicing Hindu. I have nothing against the Hindus, by the way. But my question is, out of the whole of the British population, we had to borrow Rishi Sunak, who is filthy rich, to come and run our affairs? Who is the First Minister of Scotland? Hamza Yusuf, whose wife, most respectful, and mother-in-law happened to be in Gaza on the 7th of October 2023. Who is the leader of Scottish Labour? Anas Sawa, of Pakistani Muslim background, whose father prides himself on being the first Muslim member of British Parliament who took oath on the Quran. And when he was governor of Punjab back in Pakistan, he used his powers to make Quran compulsory part of the curriculum at university level, whether you're doing medical degree, engineering degree, whatever degree. These people have taken hold of Britain. These are the people that Lee Anderson has spoken against. It's not a simple defection from one party to another. He has nothing to gain by leaving Tory party, and where he was in that party, his stature, his level. He gains nothing by coming into the Reform Party. But he's shown character. It's all about character. And what is character? How do you define character? Character is not spoken words. It's not spoken words. That doesn't show your character, what you say. Action show your character. Action show your character. And I will end this program on this note that, first of all, I would like you to share this and make this damn bloody well go viral, this video of mine. Secondly, by coming out in the open in Britain, making this video, I have put myself in harm's way as well, because the community knows me. They know my face. They know where I live. But I stand with Lee Anderson and Richard Tice and the UK Reform Party. And all those who have the character and the guts to stand up and challenge religious fascism on the streets of Great Britain. Thank you very much.